Hi, I'm Matt, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna show you how to play random death animations in Unreal Engine 5 and 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, thanks. Okay, so to play one animation randomly in Unreal, what we need of course is animations. So look at mine in the folder death animation, root motion. Here I have my 16 death animations, and at the end of this tutorial you will be able to select to play randomly one of these animations each time the character will die. You can find these animations here in the Unreal Marketplace. This is called Death Animations. This is about $20, I guess. It was also free with the free for the month stuff a few months ago, so maybe you already have it. In any case, don't buy it if you don't have it. Just follow the tutorial, just learn the function and make it work with your own animations into your own project. So let's go back to Unreal. And another thing I have to tell you before going further is what we're gonna see today is perfect to play one animation randomly one time into one state, then after going back to another state. I mean, for example, with the idle state here, if you want to make more human, what you will need probably is to play some idle animations randomly into the same state without changing of state. In this case, there is another function which is called random sequence player, which is perfect for this, and I will cover it into another tutorial. Okay, so everything about character animations in Unreal happens into the animation blueprint. In the first person template, the animation blueprint is in the mannequin animations folder, and here we have the first person animation blueprint. Double click on it. So here we have two tabs, the event graph and the anim graph. The anim graph is just for transitions between two animations, and the event graph is for the logic. So we're gonna use both of them, the event graph to make our logic. So here we're gonna say, okay, we need to store all the animations into a variable, then after select randomly one of the animations, and we're gonna send the animations, this animation, to the anim graph here. Okay, and here we're gonna say, okay, now we have the animation we have to play, we can play it. So here we have the state with the blank space behind for idle, walk and run. We have the state here for jumping. So we're gonna create a new state, right click, add state, and I'm gonna name it death. After this, we're gonna create transition between the idle and run state to death, so that the character is gonna be able to die. Double click on the transition. We're gonna create a variable from this, because to enter transition, the character has to be dead. So right click, promote to variable, and we name this variable dead. Okay, compile, save, and go back to default here. What we're gonna do for this tutorial also is to create a loop before idle run and death. So each time the character will be dead, it's gonna be alive again, then gonna be dead again, and each time we're gonna use our function to select randomly an animation, and so it's perfect test for the script. But into your game you won't do that. You will probably have something dealing with damage into your character class, and your character class will send in this information to the animation blueprint. So okay, this is for the example, really for the tutorial. So we create the transition back here from death to idle run. Just select this transition, not double click on it, and we're gonna put this variable true, automatic rule based on sequence player in state, which means each time this animation is gonna be played totally, it will get back automatically to the other state. So alive, dead, dead. Okay, the loop is created. Perfect. Now we've got this. We go into the death state, so double click on it. Here is the output animation pose. So what we need is to say to Unreal, play this animation. To do this, we have a node which is called sequence player. This is a player for animations. This player, we can select it, and on the right column, we can go here to the variable sequence and say, okay, into the list, I can select one. But if I do this, there is absolutely nothing random. So this is not the good way. So I'm gonna clear it. Now we're gonna make some logic into the event graph to select the animation randomly, store it in a variable, and after this, we will be able, from the sequence player here, to select the variable that we have created. So let's go to the event graph for the logic. What we need here, is to create a custom event first. And this event is gonna be named player's death. Okay. The player's death, what we're gonna do each time the player is gonna be dead is to say, okay, this variable is dead. But before we're gonna say this, so before he enters the transitions between idle and death here, we're gonna select the animation we want to play when the player is gonna die. So for this, we're gonna create a new variable and we're gonna name it death animations. The type of variable here is gonna be an anim sequence base here, and we select object reference. Why? Simply because if I go back to the anim graph into my death state, the sequence player here needs this type of variable to say to the output animation pose, hey, you have to play this animation. So I take the same variable type simply here. So my variable is here. It's an anim sequence base. Okay, no problem. I have to change this too, sorry. This is not a single value. This is an array. Single value to store one value, so one animation. We need to store some animations. So we say an array and we compile. Now we've got this. Here we have the array, so we can add as many elements we want. We could do this one by one, but the easiest way is to take all the death animations here, then drag and drop here, and automatically my array here store all the animations. So this is just perfect if, for example, tomorrow your teammates say, okay, your animation just sucks and you have to change and put this 500 new animations. You just have to take them, hop, drag and drop, and the work is done. Perfect. Compile, there is an error. This is normal because here of the sequence player, but no problem, we're gonna see it later. So now we have our death animations. Control, then left click and drag and drop, and we have the variable here. So to select randomly one animation here in an array, very simple, since the version 4.26 or 27 or of Unreal, we have this function random array item, and this function does the job. Okay, so here in the return value, we have randomly an animation from this array. As I told you earlier, we have to make it, you have to store it in a variable so that the sequence player will see the variable and will use it. So to do this, right click, promote to variable here. We're gonna name it anim to play. You can name it as you want, of course. Once it's done, we can say, okay, now is dead. Oh, sorry, there's still the variable here. So we can say, okay, now we say, okay, we have the anim to play for its death. So we can say is dead. Now is dead, perfect, it's gonna be dead. So this transition here is gonna be true. So it will play the animation. After what's gonna be played, well, it's gonna go through this transition to go back here. But we missed something. I mean, here in the logic, we say is dead, but with the loop we have created into here, into this anim graph, at any moment we say is not dead anymore. It's gonna go back here again, but the value of the dead variable will be still true. So we need to say it's false. What we're gonna do for this is to select here the death state, and we're gonna use it, the left state event. So we're gonna say not dead anymore. Fantastic variable name. Not dead anymore. Compile. Now we've done this, we take this name, and if we go back to the event graph and say right click and paste this name, you see this event automatically we have this event, and this is just fantastic. So each time we're gonna be in this case, in this transition, so we play this animation and we leave this state, automatically in the event graph, this will be executed. So here we can say, okay, it's not dead anymore. So we set this variable to false. And we're gonna add some basic logic for the tutorial. We're gonna put here a delay to say, okay, we wait for about a second. Then after we do what? We call this event again, the player's death, so that we have the loop, make it possible to go from one state to another, saying it's dead, it's not dead, it's dead, it's not dead. Okay, and very important, each time is gonna take a new animation to play randomly. Okay, the last thing we need is gonna be to initialize at the beginning this event, to say to the anim blueprint for the tutorial, because in your game you don't want your player to be dead. Okay, this is your damage system which will execute this event, but for us we're gonna use this event. Event blueprint initialize animation. This is like the blueprint event begin play, in the other blueprint classes. So we're gonna say at the beginning, when the player will be in the world, and when this animation blueprint gonna initialize, we're gonna say player's death. So it's gonna be dead as soon as he's appearing. Sorry for my English, in the scene. Okay. So perfect. So I think we have an error. We're gonna see this sequence player. Oh yeah, of course, the most important. In the anim graph, so we are here into the death state. We select the sequence player, and now in the sequence line here, in this variable, we go to bind, and here we have the variable anim to play. So we select it, compile, and now we are done. It means each time we loop into this anim graph, each time we're gonna do this loop, each time the player is gonna be dead, this script is gonna be executed. We're gonna see it. You see each time the line here, that means that we store a new animation to play. And here we have in this window, and we can go here and say, okay, we play. All the characters gonna play another animation. Each time they're gonna die, and the script works perfectly. So this is my first tutorial in my English channel. I hope you understand my English. Do not hesitate to say in the comment section if everything is okay, if you want more tutorials about Unreal Engine from me. And wish you all the best. Take care of you. Bye-bye.